Please be sure to support the video we reacted to today by clicking the link at the top. Enjoy the show! I am a little bit in the dark as far as the Fluffle Puff goes. I don't know much about him. But I know that if Mr. Gamer recommends it, it's probably going to be something wacky. Let's see.
Video!
What's going on?
Hat video!
Who's Tom Dark? As always, please like, subscribe to the people who made the video. Let's find out what's going on. Boop, boop. I will post the link right in the Discord, my dudes. So please, please, please go. Drop them a like, drop them a comment. Drop Ayoo in the chat so they know where the love came from. Let's go!
Before the top comment is, Tom's really wearing a hat to hide his hair so we don't make fun of it, but we still will. That's literally going to be the top comment. I know it. Bronies are a demographic you don't hear about too much these days. 10 years ago, adult men spending their time watching My Little Pony and dressing up like them was all the rage. They were also clopping to art of these bronies. They're really a dying breed, but a few bronies have managed to stick around, one of them being Fluffle Puff. They've got 1 million subscribers on YouTube, an audience they built from creating brony animations. Like here we have a wonderful video featuring pony fan characters getting into a dispute over food.
Okay.
$18 million views, by the way. 18 million people watch this, and at least a
I don't know why I try. I don't get it. I don't know why I try. This is like the digital circus content farm, dude. Frickin' hey.
250,000 of them enjoyed it enough to smash a like on it. They also have their own series called Fluffle and Friends, which features their own original characters. I don't know if my brain cells have rotted further, but I have no idea what's going on here. This is
That's from an anime. That's from an anime they kind of took to.
This is weird.
Okay. This went from ponies to something else entirely. Why is your toothpaste pink? What?
Whatever's going on, it's very dark. Well, accusations have now been made about Fluffle Puff threatening to burn their brony animation empire to the ground. Can I just say,
oh,
look,
yeah?
I know my name is Tom Dark, Turkey Tom, Tom IRL, Thaddeus Nicholas, okay, whatever online username I'm using, Xor X Destroyer 12, okay.
Bro, that's some freaking first generation Xbox freaking gamer tag.
Call me whatever you want, but why is their name Fluffle Puff? Is that the best we could come up with here? Really? Fluffle Puff? You couldn't come up with anything else? I guess it's fitting of the brony name, but come on. Shoot me an email, I'll help you out. So this person called Devil's Casino on Twitter tweeted out, content warning, gooning. Fluffle Puff is a predator who's gotten away with grooming underage girls for over a decade. He groomed his current girlfriend when she was 15 and had sex with a 16-year-old. He was shy.
What? Okay, these allegations are freaking big. Okay, what?
Of 30 with both victims. Both still talk to him. Document at the end of the thread. Fluffle Puff will be referred to as Mike, started grooming his current girlfriend, Beffish Prod, when she was 15. Beffish had a typical teenage crush on him. Mike indulged this and became romantically involved with her, despite her being underage and himself being 11 years older than her. And here we have some DMs here of people talking about it. Now this is supposedly Fluffle Puff. These allegations could be false, you know, we're basically day one with these, so this is all subject to change, but we're gonna go over the DMs here. Here, JD Harding says, what kind of question is that? Fluffle Puff says, I get the feeling it's complicated. I get the feeling you're not going to believe what I say, which is why I've been ignoring it. I'm well aware of who the lot of you are and the trouble you cause people, but I don't like to judge people based on what I hear rather than what I personally see, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this one and only time. No, we didn't date when she was 15, and I'm willing to admit this in front of my entire friend group. If she said anything like that, she must have been wrong. We didn't start dating till she was 17 and 18. Yeah.
Frankly? 17 or 18 is still strange to me. Cause you're like in the range of 30, I think they said. 11 years different, so instead of 11 years with a 15-year-old, It was 10 years with a 17-year-old. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, we liked each other before then, but nothing happened at 15 or 16. We were just art friends that streamed together back then.
Oh, so you were so that's called grooming. That's called grooming. That is that is called grooming. You were a groomer. Okay, got it. That's all I need to know. Got it.
Wow. That's
Self-report, though.
That's a fresh start to the allegations. That's an interesting start to allegations if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we liked each other when she was 16, when she was 15, but I mean, nothing even happened at that point.
Yeah, no, he's a groomer. That's okay, got it. Yeah. No, he's self-reported just right then and there. Got it. All the evidence I need. Okay.
I waited a little bit till she was 17. I mean, geez. What's going on here, big guy? Because it's none of my business and neither yours. So there's nothing you'd concern yourself with that might be a harm to the community you're in. Betfish says, I got the dates wrong. I mean, this mostly all started from some dinner conversation that was recorded without my permission. Me and Mike were close friends back then, and I was a hopelessly romantic teenager. Maybe I confused my crush feelings for when we actually started dating. I mean, this entire thing is like a year old by now. JD Harding says the community has become a toxic waste dump as of late, with far too many toxic people in it trying to use others for personal gain and distort the truth to try and destroy anyone that dare oppose them. That creepy reading says a public figure abusing their position is a serious, and then it gets cut off for some reason. Not sure why. That creepy reading. Haven't thought about that dude since the Plagued Moth drama and the little debate we had on my channel. He didn't do great in that debate, but I mean, in fairness, the guy he was debating against was terminally autistic, so, you know, it happens. Here we have Betfish saying yee. Here we have Mitzi Monster saying, I had a pretty young relationship at 14, and the biggest age gap between me and a guy was 18 years. We had a good 5-year relationship. Betfish says,
Or is she saying that she dated someone at 14 and the difference was 18? Or are these two separate relationships? Because that's just wrong.
I see. I believe me and Mike are 11.5 years. That's actually the longest I've been with someone. The longest before him was someone my age who actually lived by me, which was 2 years. Mitzi Monster says sometimes people get caught up on technicalities and can't see through their happiness, and that's sad. Is the physical distance between you an issue? I moved 5 hours away for a couple of years with my older guy. He came down to see me every other weekend. Bruh. Technical details, all that matters is personal happiness. I mean, if he met her when he was like 30 and she was like 15, which is the allegation being made here, and they started dating when she was 17, I mean, am I supposed to think that's good? Am I supposed to support that?
No, that's straight up just grooming. That's literally him taking advantage of his position as a YouTube creator to literally influence this chick, romance her, and then wait until she's of age. He's literally pre-ordering his girlfriend. That's not okay.
Am I supposed to say that's not gooning in any respect? Like, come on, bro. These names. The second victim, Starcy Starshine, met Mike via Betfish and developed a crush on him. She was 16 and he was 29 when Betfish turned 18.
No, and he's doing it to multiple women. So he's doing it to multiple. Yeah, no, he's
Mike
a groomer.
took a break from dating, and Mike used this opportunity to groom Starzy. He then met her in person to have sex with her. Oh, thank God I don't talk to Fluffle anymore. It's like, not only did he have sex with me when he has a girlfriend, it was when I was 16, and she's just 2 years older than me. Yeah, I'd block them both when she moves out. I was so starstruck and love-struck I didn't realize how wrong it was. I'm tempted to. You should. Yeah, like Betfish I'm more neutral on, but man, she can sometimes be so dim and garbage, like the message she sent me that night. Speaking up about being uncomfortable with the way I act is one thing, being cruel and harsh about it is another. Well, what did this person do to make these people feel uncomfortable? And did he actually do this when she was 16 and he was in his, I mean, if he was 30 years old, did he have sex with her? I mean, that's, I can't even just say sussy. Like, that's fucking disgusting. Yeah. Devil's Casino says, I spent years trying to help Starzy recognize her abuse by Mike as she kept blaming herself, but she fled back to him right after I made my first tweet about him. That's why I'm not keeping her anonymous anymore. They're back talking to us, thus she is still in danger. Baby Blue.
Yeah, no, she's literally, like, again, she's been influenced by this guy since she was 16, and now she's 18. She's literally, like, of course, he has her wrapped, he has her, basically, at this point.
Blue Eyes says, yeah, sorry. I saw flip FF on one of my timelines and I'm mad again. Otherwise, I'd say more. Aurelia Brightheart says, ooh, oh, oof. Then there's these two pictures of cats, I think. And then Baby Blue Eye says, I'm still so mad that most people have no idea about this grooming. Sorry. Aurelia says, no, it's fine. God, a part of me is still in denial about it. Brain has a hard time letting people go. Like, I have a friend that I really need to cut off because she's disgusting and I still haven't done it. Though, in this case, I don't want to become a target of hers because she's a bit of a rumor spreader. I think there's been talk that she wants to dox people, and I don't think my mental health could handle being subjected to that, so it's for my safety that I haven't cut her off. Sorry, it went on a tangent, my bad. No, you're fine. It's normal for victims to be in denial about this sort of thing. He uses power to manipulate you into thinking it was okay when it wasn't, and that sucks about that other person. I'd suggest slowly distancing yourself from her so she doesn't, like, get any provoked anger. Aurelia responds saying, yeah, I guess part of the reason I'm in denial is because I was like, I had such an infatuation and crush on him, and I pushed for stuff to happen. It feels like it's partially my fault. Well, if you're a kid, it's not your fault. So
Yeah, no, you're quite like, again, as an adult. As an adult, you're supposed to freaking know this kind of stuff. You're like, this is not a freaking difficult thing to comprehend. You are the victim here. He understood the position that you were in. He is of sound mind. He is an adult. Has an adult brain, and he knew what he was doing. Like he full blown groomed you.
you know, if these allegations are true and you were a kid and he did that to you, it's not your fault. It's not the victim's fault. Baby Blue Eye says, neither of the girls are at fault. They were two teenagers who developed immature feelings for a grown man who took advantage of their young, impressionable nature to satisfy his attention. I don't doubt he has taken advantage of even more teenage girls behind the scenes. Mike's platform and power over these girls is what prevented him from being rightfully called out. Both victims are still in his grasp and fully believe they're at fault for having sex with him. They were underage. They could not consent. Mike knew this. This is clear abuse of power by a grown man with influence. Few know about this, and I'm getting tired of it being slept on. I can only imagine how many other teenagers he groomed that nobody knows about. Don't harass Beffish or Starzy. They need help, not condemnation. They are victims. If any freaks try to argue, actually, Mike's home state age of consent is 16, so it's fine. Mike is a figure of authority and had power over Beffish and Starzy. He abused it for sex. The law isn't always right. It's not.
That's one thing that people don't really know much about the United States. The age of consent, I believe, as of 4 or 5 years ago, the youngest age of consent in America was 12. Let that sink in. Very recently, we changed it from 14 to 16 now in the majority of states. Like, come on, dude.
Not normal for a 16-year-old to be having sex with someone in their 30s, and I mean, that's a valid point. If all of this is true, that's very true. Just a note, I made the decision to block and separate from Starzy after she blocked me due to a lot of information I found out unrelated to this. I won't elaborate on it as I don't want to discredit her validity as a victim
Actually,
here.
you know what? Let's do this. Just because I'm genuinely curious and I want to make sure, like, what is the current... Now, this is on Wikipedia, but it looks like there's the BHW law firm. Okay. Age of consent map. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the United States currently. Now, it wasn't too long ago that the youngest age of consent was 12. However, 16 is the youngest age of consent in the United States of America. And yet we talk so much smack about Japan when it comes to stuff like this. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like the majority are 16 too. Frickin' A. Seventeen, 16. Frickin' Texas is 17. Hawaii 16. Wow, wow, wow. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas. No, Arizona is 18. Arkansas 16, California's 18, Colorado 17, Connecticut 16, DC is 16. Somebody better stop those governors. Somebody better stop all those politicians. Freaking A.
And it's also someone else's story they will tell. Update, some messages she exchanged with him from an anonymous source. These are full of emotional manipulation from Mike. I physically felt ill reading the last two. Here we have Fluffle saying, says who? Did you not want to do what we did? I'll admit it felt really rushed and I feel pretty bad. I really shouldn't have. I don't think I can apologize enough for making you feel like this. I'm really sorry. ... That's how you know they're sorry, when they put the ... That's textbook remorse, okay, over the internet. The ... saves you from any allegation. You're fine. I can't believe I trusted you. Jesus.
Hold on, I'm gonna move my I keep blocking them. There we go.
Very emo profile picture and name here says, oh, I really did, but what's really upsetting me, I get the feeling that you may or may not have a girlfriend, and that her username may or may not start with a B, and that I'm just some side whore. Fluffle.
You weren't a side hoe. You were the second grooming victim. Yeah, no, that's what's happening there.
Pap says, you're not that. You're someone I feel like I could really relate to, and I let that push me into pushing you into things. If anything, I'm the piece
I let that push me into pushing you into things. I love how he's disassociating himself. It's not my fault that I let myself do that. I see. I can't believe I did that. I let myself do that. Wow.
Shit, I've always been, if you want to blame anyone, blame me. If I could take it back, I would. I would have much rather have gotten to know you and at least become better friends before even thinking about anything. Now
No, you wouldn't have. The fact that you did it means that you wouldn't have. Stop capping.
I'm guessing we're never going to talk again, and I've basically ruined something you cherished because the artist is such a POS. You don't deserve this mess I put on you again. I'm really sorry. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'll always be here. Or if you want to see me again, I'll understand, but I don't think
Hey, Fluffle Puff, how about you stop sleeping with underage girls?
of you as anything even close to what you're calling yourself to me. You made me feel safe.
How
Like
about
I
you
wasn't
stop
the only one
grooming,
with my
huh?
anxiety and depression
If
problems.
you're really sorry.
Frick, I feel like I'm managing to upset you more. I just think I did.
He really has them thinking that they're the bad people. Wow.
Truly wanted to. It's like, even if you really wanted to, I know I'd feel really bad taking the first time of yours. Whoa.
He's saying, I just think I didn't truly want it to. But you did it. So you did want to. In fact, you did it twice.
He took her first time? That's supposed to be something special, not something some random guy that isn't even looking for a relationship, if that makes sense. It does make sense, it's just I feel bad now because I feel like I was pushing you into doing something you didn't want to do. I mean, if he was 30, like, you didn't push him.
What the
If
frick
anything,
are you pushing him into, girl? You're freaking 15, you're 16.
He pushed you if you're 16 years old. Like,
Yeah.
a 16-year-old should not be having relationships with 30-year-olds. I think that's not a shocking take to put online. I think that's what we would call a file. We would probably call that person a file or a groomer.
He's a chomo
sick,
pedo.
twisted freak and an LCP, if you will. So wow. Once again, these DMs I haven't verified if they're real. Nobody has yet. We don't know if they're real. So maybe they're all faked, but that's crazy. It does make sense. It just, I feel bad now because I feel like I was pushing you into doing something you didn't want to do. Fluffle Puff says, I didn't really know at the time. Had more time to think when I left, so it's not your fault. No one's fault. Just caught up in things. Well, it's your fault.
No one's fault, really. Yeah, let's not blame anyone. No one's at fault here. No, it's definitely you, Fluffle Puff.
If this is true. That being said, I didn't mind the whole naked snuggles. Oh, and we'll be more than interested in doing that again. Bro.
Yeah, self-report.
Damn. Ugh. Fluffle Puff allegedly followed up to the DM about depression, saying, just wanted to check in. I'm still here if you want to talk, which I'd really like to do. The longer the silence is, the more confused and worried I'm becoming. Like, I really, really thought you wanted this. You literally held me down and begged me for over an hour for it when I kept trying to leave. Did you really want to? Was it something you thought you wanted but now realize you don't? Was this all some kind of sick trick to hurt me?
And now he's trying to manipulate her into feeling bad about ignoring him. Wow, what a garbage person.
I guess it wouldn't be the first time someone wanted to
trash.
hurt me, but I don't want to believe that's you. I just want to help out and figure out what's going on. And I can if you disappear. If you don't want to talk right now, I'll understand, but at least say something or let me know when you might want to talk, or at least if you just flat out don't want me in your life anymore. I doubt it would be a good idea for you to come to my place today. I'm just having problems because of yesterday, and I'm questioning myself and beating myself up. I need time. Any reason why, like I'm not upset in the slightest, was even wanting to share something I'd like to do with you. Chromatic note.
Yo, she's literally trying to figure things out, and he wants to make sure that she doesn't get a moment. So he wants to keep coming at her.
This supposed underage girl says, I don't even know right now. I'm questioning myself and what I am, as in I was looking in the mirror and calling myself a disgusting whore. I'm just not having a good time right now.
This dude really ruined this gal mentally. Just obliterated her. She's never going to like fully get out of this. Is permanent trauma that she's gonna have for the rest of her life, bro.
Barely able to force myself out of bed.
He took her first time like
myself
this.
Get dressed. Hell, I'm not even properly dressed. I have pajama shorts on instead of pants. God, I even ended up crying a few minutes ago, and that ... that never happens to me.
Yeah, because you're in like denial that you're a victim here. You're not okay with this from the sound of it.
Fluffle Puff says, I don't change out of pajamas unless I leave the house, and even then I consider not changing. Although now that I have my own room, I might not even put pajamas on. So this person named Venti Latte says she verbally confirmed it to me that she and Mike were dating. I know I have no proof, and trust me, I'm all good about having proof considering certain situations on YouTube, but I was literally a preteen at the time. Here they say, I remember the convo a bit now after thinking about it for a few minutes. I was talking about how gross it is that 30-year-olds and 16-year-olds date, and she replied, no, it's not. My boyfriend is 30. And I was just like, oh, okay, I guess, because I was young and didn't know what to say. If what these people are saying is true, that's horrible. And obviously, Fluffle Puff over here deserves to be called out relentlessly and worse.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if that's the case. Ultimately, Fluffle Puff at this point has not responded at all. I've not seen any statement from them. If you check,
no, he's not going to, and that is the quote unquote smart move to do. Because they want to make sure this gets buried. You draw attention to it. You make an apology video. You do anything at all. it's going to it provides, it's going to give it more views. Yeah, no, but that's exactly why it's good that people like Tom Dark are actually calling him out, because if nothing else, this can help potential victims know about this dude.
Their likes. It looks like they haven't really been active on Twitter since April 2nd, and before that they weren't liking that much. They just haven't said anything about it. I don't know if they're going to, honestly. I would assume if
they can get away with it, unless there's any legal ramifications, they're not going to say anything.
Dispel it. Also, if it's untrue, they could not respond if they think it's not worth it, I guess. But I mean, 10,000 likes calling you a pedophile with all these DMs that people are claiming are real. I think it's probably a good idea to respond to something like that.
No, it's not. It's a terrible idea to respond. The best move you can do is never mention it ever, ever, ever. Keep making content. You want him to respond, of course, but that's because you want him to come out about. He's not. But it's like admitting it. No, if you were in that position, the absolute best move is to ignore it.
Most cases, to dispel that if you're not guilty. And if you are guilty, you know, maybe you'll have a bad response. Maybe you'll have a response where you own up to it and leave the internet. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to him after that. But you know,
it's a lose. Any response he makes is a lose-lose situation. He's never going to win.
Maybe something legally could happen. And once again,
nothing legal is going to happen unless somebody does something about it. Nothing legal is going to happen. He's going to get away with it. Most of these people get away with it. Most of them. Everyone I've covered pretty much has gotten away with it. Because there's no legal ramifications for this. The government, what actually has happened? Like, unless somebody goes and reports everything to the police, specifically the victim themselves, nothing's ever going to happen.
Just leave the internet and not come back.
Nothing's gonna happen.
We have new merchandise, boys and girls. Yes, I know you're excited it's here. It's a unique Y2K-inspired design for all you goth baddies. It's double-sided. It's got Leave Me Alone on the back. On the front, it says Turkey Tom in death metal font, but you can't really tell. And that's why it's awesome, okay? This isn't just YouTuber merch. Nobody in public is gonna know you're watching videos about losers, creeps, and P words, okay? Nobody's gonna know. All they're gonna know is that you have this super swag shirt and you don't even have to explain it to anyone. But if you see a real one in public, they'll know. We've got a puff print on it, which means that the print basically sticks off of the shirt here. You can feel it. It's very textured and nice. My new merch is so icy, I had to put it in the freezer. It's so cold. It's just what I needed for the summer months. And included in every order, we also have a sticker you can stick on your laptop, girlfriend, dog, whatever makes you happiest, you got it. And if you want to get this shirt right now, you actually can get it on my website right here on Turkey Tom's shop. You can select whatever size you want. Shipping is not too expensive. We've made it pretty affordable. There's a very limited quantity, and once they're gone, they're gone. We're not doing this again. So, yeah, grab them while they're here. Before they're gone forever. Just like your mom.
Now, they also made a Google document where they compiled all the same screenshots here and basically said the same thing, just for, you know, archival purposes. We have this. We want an archive, which is why it says an error occurred. But, yeah, basically, these are all the same DMs that they showed before. Now, the interesting thing about this is years ago, 6 years ago at this point, accusations were made about Fluffle, and it kind of just went under the radar. You can see this video is titled, Fluffle dates a 15-year-old.
Yeah, no, it's, because that's how it is. As long as he doesn't bring attention to it, most of his audience is not going to care or even know.
How Not to Brony88, and this has 4,000 views from an account named Fanon Frenzy. Caption says, don't date 15-year-olds when you're an adult. I would agree with that. And here we have a few people from one day ago being like, hold on a second, this info's hidden for 6 years until someone made a Twitter call it on him. This person said yes, this person said same reaction. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. If this is...
Yeah, I told you, he didn't respond to that either. There you go. That's all the proof I needed to show you. Nothing's ever going to happen. He's not going to respond, because the second he does, it's an admission of guilt. And on top of that, like, what is he going to respond? There's no response that's going to make this okay. None. So the move is to shut up, stay quiet, don't ever bring it up, don't mention it, and hope the police never find out.
This is true. These allegations have basically just gone under the radar for years. If it's not true, then
Fluffle Puff's being falsely
accused of fake DMs. But ultimately, we're just gonna have to wait and see what they say, if they say anything at all, to know the truth of these allegations. But one of the people here, the girl that he was dating, not the one that he used as a side hoe, I guess, who was also, I guess, underage, according to these allegations. They had a conversation with them recorded over dinner, and I believe that's this conversation here.
Grown men should know better than to date teenagers. Yeah. But I know you don't think that. You were doing it.
Oh, what a swing, baby!
And there's that, I mean, I guess out of context.
What was that? That sounded like a fake what was that? What's with the deep voice thing?
conversation. I can't even tell what this is from, so I have no idea if this isn't super convincing proof to me. But yeah.
Yeah, no.
Maybe, but you took it too far. You played butthole roulette, and you lost the draw.
Hi guys, for no good reason here. I'm gonna say up front, if you download this video, I'll understand. Today we're discussing Fluffle Puff, aka Mixer Mike, aka Fluffle Mixer. And while I do have one solitary relevant screenshot, this is from Bayfish, who, as you can see here.
So this is the same DM from that Twitter thread we see here of Beffish saying yee, and then Missy Monster saying, I had a pretty young relationship at 14. The biggest age gap between me and a guy was actually 18 years. We had a good 5-year relationship. Beffish said, I see. I believe me and Mike are 11 and a half years apart. He's actually the longest I've been with someone. The longest before him was someone my age who actually lived with me, which was like 2 years. Then Mitzi says, sometimes people get caught up on technicalities and can't see through their happiness. Now, if the technicality here is that they're 11 years in age and they're both, over the age of 18, let's say that Beffish is 20 or something, or 23 or whatever, and Mike is, above the age of 30, then like, if they're both adults, I don't see what the complaint could possibly be. But here, basically, the allegation is that Beffish is 15 years old.
There's a 11-and-a-half-year age gap between the two. 3 months ago, Bayfish had her 18th birthday. That will be important for another reason later. As I've stated in the past, a certain member of the community said that he was a hebephile, and they recently denied this. But hey, that certain individual pursued Bayfish in the past, certainly before 3 months ago, but that's kind of an after the thought at this point, but we'll get back to that. So the Anon who provided me with this audio does state later on in the recording that he makes Bfish aware of this recording. It's concerning that B goes through this recording stating that several people did nothing wrong. We'll get to that in a minute. Maybe I misheard Bayfish saying that she thought Toon Critic did nothing wrong. In fact, I'm going to just let that go. I'm sure that was a mistake. The audio is a bit janky, but as concerning as that is, we can put that on the shelf for now for another time.
And I actually managed to find the account of Bayfish. Here we have Bayfish GSFC. They say they're 24. She and her taken from this video from Fanon Frenzy. I think this is a re-upload from a channel called For No Good Reason. They claim that they turned 18 around the time that basically this video came out in 2018. And that would seem to line up with them being 24 here, and the ages seem to be correct.
So the ages
here
they
actually
line up. It all makes sense.
Fluffle Puff post. They said, I just got home from a 2-week trip and haven't fully processed what happened. I just want to add that OP has both me and the other girl blocked, while also saying they don't have contact with me. I've been blocked. Since 2019, they've never even spoken to me about my side of the story. They're spreading my story without ever speaking to me. I feel like that should say enough about their credibility and the support of the victims. Eventually, I'll make an actual statement, but I'm not and never was a victim of my own partner. While I'm not here to talk about the other girl's story, those screenshots were posted without any sort of consent from them, and they were specifically told they'd have anonymity. No matter how much OP tries to argue otherwise, stripping away the anonymity puts them under more danger than anything else. They're also now putting words in my mouth that I don't recall ever saying to make me look bad. I do not recall ever calling them a groomer. That would be stupid. We've barely spoken. It's kind of an insane thing to try to make the victim look bad to begin with. Now, Scribble here says, yeah, I saw the call-out post. Found it a bit sketchy they didn't take the time to get you involved in any way. It honestly made me doubt how trustworthy everything was when it was so biased against Fluffle. And the thing is, that is a major concern with this person. That
she is super freaking brainwashed out of her freaking mind. Let's just be honest. I agree with this right here, Suika. Honey, you were underage when y'all started dating. He groomed you. That is the definition of grooming. Like, what the frick? It is so sad to see them, like, having their freaking brains twisted up so freaking bad by their own freaking... By the same person who's victimizing them. That's doing this to them. Wow.
They didn't even talk to the victims, because let's say that these people are actual victims. If they don't want to talk about it, if the victims don't want to talk about it, if they don't want, their information out there, then they have every right, I think, to not have the story told, if that's what they want. Ultimately, the victim could be re-victimized and re-traumatized by the story going public, if it's true. And if it's false, then this person made a false allegation without talking to any of the people involved and going off of a bunch of screenshots that could be out of context, I guess. Here, Suika says, honey, you were underage when y'all started dating. He groomed you. This person says, honey, good lord, that's some condescension right there. They said, condescending or not, am I wrong? As a grooming victim myself, it's sad to see someone defend this kind of stuff. I looked up to both Fluffle and Beffish once. I'm shocked to see all this come out, but to see Beffish defend Fluffle and disregard the other victim is sad.
It is, absolutely. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Even though I agree that you have every single right to your anonymity, if the guy promised anonymity, that's kind of messed up that he didn't keep it. At the same time, I think Beffish is being incredibly freaking selfish here. because it's very freaking obvious to anyone and everyone with a sound mind that she was groomed. It's obvious to everyone that the other victim, she called her a victim too, was groomed. And the fact that you are out here defending him while knowing that he's doing this to other people, that's incredibly freaking selfish of you too. And I hope you get the help you need. But freaking A, dude.
Rune Dune says, I have to agree, as someone who was groomed by someone older, seeing those screenshots legit made my skin crawl because of the similarities. However, I do find it odd they blocked one of the victims for other unlisted reasons and didn't get this person involved. Now here we
Yeah, that is just weird out of that. Why block Betfish? That is the weirdest thing I've seen. What?
have Baby Blue Eyes, the person who made that thread, responding actually to what Betfish said, and they say, Betfish has made a small statement. I'll briefly respond to it all in a quick thread since there are some pretty major false statements I need to debunk. First of all, Betfish is lying about the blocking. She had me blocked first ever since 2019, and Starzy only blocked me a week after I made my tweets against Mike. I blocked back Betfish recently. I blocked back people who blocked me to avoid stalking. Proof she blocked me. When I said I do not have contact with Betfish, it means I literally cannot message her. I never have been since 2019 because, again, she blocked me first. I have my own reasons to block her back out, like Starzy. It would lead to people victim blaming and attacking both girls. But I'm not a victim. But I'm not and never was a victim of my own partner. Yes, you are. Mike tried to have sex with you when you were 15. Just because you don't...
Yes, yeah, yeah, just because you do not see it, it does not mean that you were not groomed. Is exactly like...
don't see it does not mean you were not groomed. This is not up for debate. I've been contacted...
And this is what I hate, dude, because this is a very, very common thing, especially in like spouse abuse situations too, where the one of the spouses will beat the other spouse, but because that spouse is not willing to testify, they can't do anything. They just gotta let it happen. Police, everyone.
By your extended family confirming such. Now, they don't have any proof of that, but that'll be interesting to see. In terms of anonymity, I agree now that Starzy could have been kept anonymous. My reasoning was that their friend seeing the thread would lead to her getting help since Mike is in contact with her again. If I were to redo it, I would cross her name out. Last point below, they're also now putting words in my mouth, and I don't ever recall saying to make me look bad. I admit I made a few tweets in haste since a friend of Betfish is trying to claim I groomed her, which is stupid. I'm younger than her, gay, and I've hardly ever spoken to her. Here we have, well, Girly had parents' permission, and she pushed...
Wow. They're trying to call him a groomer now?
I admit I made a few tweets in haste since a friend of Betfish is trying to claim I groomed her, which is stupid. I'm younger than her, gay, and I've hardly ever spoken to her. Here we have, well, Girly had parents' permission, and she pushed really hard on him. Also, he's super autistic and still with Betfish, who's said her part on all of this. Okay.
What? Yo, somebody needs to freaking search Gideon's search history. What the frick was this thing? What's this defense? Look at the freaking self-report I have here!
Even if a girl who's 16 has parental permission to sleep with a 30-year-old, that doesn't mean that it's right. If that happened, that doesn't mean that it's right, okay? And here they say, yeah, Devil is
but
the
it's
OP
legal in the
and the one
state
who
of
was trying to groom Betfish.
in some parts.
They're saying this person tried
the
to groom
United States.
Betfish, basically, which is a whole other rabbit hole to get into, I guess. Here we have this random DM. I don't know if it's true. I don't even know who this is from. But they're saying, I sadly had to see all this firsthand. Betfish was my friend and lied about her age at first, so people didn't know she was being groomed. I think Mike encouraged her to do that. I barely talk to Betfish anymore because of how painful it is. She was like my best friend back in 2017. Oh damn, really? That's pretty bad. I wouldn't be surprised if Mike encouraged that in an attempt to help cover up what he was doing. And then they say, it shocked me when I found out. She revealed she lied on her 18th birthday to me. I was 20 at the time and met her when I was 19. I didn't know what to think, especially because she told me he and her were dating and shit. I was in real shock, especially because the Toon Critic shit just happened before all that and I was a victim of this. Poor Betfish, he's abused her constantly since they met. She was a child, so she told people about their sex life as children do. We know he abuses her because she talks about it. I don't know what that specific abuse was, but obviously it's, you know, it's very wrong to date a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old or pursue them. I think it's also wrong to say that you had feelings for a 15-year-old. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Here we have a message from Mixer622, which people are claiming is Mike, saying, I personally go by maturity. A 16-year-old could easily be more mature than a 22-year-old, so I'll date anyone really, but that's mostly for internet dating. In real life, the police may say otherwise. Jesus. Okay, well, if that's real, I think that's kind of dead.
If it's real, yeah, we need more evidence here.
The rights right there. A 16-year-old could easily be more mature than a 22-year-old. I mean,
no, by nature, no. That's humans are not that complicated. Humans are, believe it or not, a lot of humans have been born, and we've been able to observe them for a while, and that is not the case. That is not the case.
I guess, but that doesn't mean you should date them. They're still 16. This person made this other tweet saying just
no, their brains are quite literally not finished developing.
Victim of Mike's come forward saying he tried to groom them when they were 12. No proof for this one. The worst stuff that they have on Mike, on Fluffle, Puffle, Luffle, is that you know, those DMs talking about being 16 when they were dating, and then DMs from the supposed victim. If that's real, then you know, Fluffle Puff is undoubtedly a terrible person. If they're not real and there's some other context behind it, I would like to see that. Now I'm kind of thrown off by the fact that this person in particular said never denied anything specific about it. Basically, they didn't deny anything. They're just like, I'm not a victim of my own partner. But if you started dating when the partner was 30 and you were 16, you are a victim. You undoubtedly are.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't recognize it. You've been with them for so long, you know. Maybe the relationship now is good or whatever. But if you were 16
that
years
doesn't
old
mean you
and
weren't
he was
groomed.
pursuing you, there's no.
Now
there's
you're
no
an
doubt
adult. Do
about
whatever
it.
the
Like,
frick you
or
feel like
15
doing,
years
right?
old, even worse, you know.
But
The
you're not
younger
about to
you
sit
get,
here
the
and
worse
tell
it
us,
gets, in my opinion. But
like you're an adult now. You're 25. You want to keep banging this dude? Keep banging him. Go for it. 100%. Your right to do so. Do it. More power to you. That being said, you're not about to sit here and tell me the sky ain't blue when I can obviously see the frickin' sky is as blue as it gets. Shut your frickin' mouth. No.
still
What?
equally as bad. But it's still definitely terrible, terrible, terrible if you were 16. And that's pretty bad, bro. That's pretty fucking bad. This person, Nina, said, I'm deeply sympathetic for you. I pray you realize you've been groomed and get the help you need. I wish you the best. Please listen to the people trying to help you. And ultimately, that's all the responses we have for now. That's all the details. Betfish says they're going to respond to it in some way. I'm curious to see what they say. I'm curious.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can only try to help. That's it. If they don't want the help, I'm sorry. You gotta let them. What else can we do?
If Fluffle Puff will respond in any way, but everything I've seen so far certainly doesn't look good, and I'm curious what the new response is going to be, if there's any way to dispel this. Yeah. So for now, that's pretty much it. That's the Fluffle Puff allegations. We'll just have to see where it goes. I will see you all in tomorrow's video, where hopefully we won't be talking about bronies or something this dark. Bye.
Honestly, I don't think much is gonna happen. Not really. I don't. Like, just full blown, I really don't think, we'll keep playing it for the algorithm here. I really don't think anything's gonna come of this. He obviously is gonna ignore it as hard as he can, just like he did already. He was able to freaking ignore the allegations before. He's gonna try to ignore them again. And frankly, yeah, no, at this point, unless one of the victims actually come out and press charges or do something, nothing's gonna come of it. The only thing that you can do as an individual is basically make sure people are aware, so he doesn't get the opportunity to go after more victims. But wow, bro got away with grooming. Wow. The way I grew up watching Fluffle Puff, thinking it was a teen girl running the account, not a grown man. Tom really wear a hat to hide his hair. Wow, people really on the hair thing. Tom's really wearing a hat to hide his hair, so we don't make fun of him, but we still will. Tom's really wearing a hat to hide his hair, so make fun of him, but we still... What is this freaking dead internet theory? What in the dead internet theory? What is this? Wow, so original. Wow, so original. Wow, so original. Wow, so... What the frick is happening in this dude's chat? What, is this just bots? What the frick? I'm 19 and I used to watch them religiously, and trust me when I say I never expected to see them on a Turkey Tom video. Yeah, the only thing we can honestly hope here is that the victims realize what's happened, but I don't think they're gonna do much about it, unfortunately. It seems like she very much he very much got away with grooming there. Wow. All right, dudes, let's move on. That one sucks. I only hope they get better. I can only hope that the two ladies have some kind of peace at the end of the day. What else can we ask for? Fluffle Puff, garbage person. Absolute trash. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. Live reactions every Friday, so swing by!